Hey YouTubers, today I'm here with Julian from Mehta School. He is an expert in Google Analytics and I'm really happy to have you here.
Thank you. Hi everybody.
I was thinking, since he is this expert on Google Analytics and building websites, I know you are thinking about having a website yourself, or even you already have one. So we can take our YouTube SEO knowledge and apply it to Google SEO. Let's see how we can see those parallels, because I bet you don't have to learn all Google SEO from scratch. All we learn for YouTube is really helpful to make your website successful as well. Hey my friends, so today we have Julian from Mehta School with us, and he has a very interesting channel about the data-driven way of digital marketing. By the way, there is a link in the description of his cool channel, so tell us a little bit more about what do you do there?
Thank you, Nico. As you already said, we are a channel about the data-driven way of digital marketing. There are a few tools out there that I use often to actually track or gather data about the subjects of my marketing. So for example, the website, and how we can actually measure that data and then make use of the data in our daily marketing lives is what my channel is all about.
Yeah, awesome. And growing your website in particular, right? That is really an interest we all have. I bet, especially if you have a channel about some how-to, some consulting type of thing, it's always a good idea to have a website in the background to get more leads to your business. And today I was wondering, since you know so much about Google SEO and how you can track all the important metrics that tell you if you're doing good with your website, we on YouTube, we learned that good content is key, right? I mean, yeah,
that's true.
No question. And the most important metric we have over there, you know that, watch time, right? And watch time is something we don't have for websites. I mean, these are no videos. People behave different on websites. So what would you say? To what can we compare watch time on a website?
Well, on the website itself, we have different metrics of seeing how our user is actually interacting with our website, how deep he goes into pages, how many pages he looks at. There is a metric that is similar to watch time, which is the time on site. So how long did the user actually interact with your website? That is one of the metrics that we can look at if that's a success factor for us, but Google doesn't actually use that too much in their algorithm for ranking SEO.
Oh, that's the very good point, by the way. YouTube is very unique. It has its own analytics and all that stuff, right? So they can incorporate what they show you guys, whether you're doing a good job with your video or not. Yeah, they can also use it for ranking, and watch time is very important for that. But Google doesn't see that. I mean, for your understanding, you have your website, you track this time on site, right? But then again, Google has a very different view. What can they do in order to see whether people enjoy the website?
Right. So Google looks at different metrics. Now, if you think about the website, your website is really your own property. It belongs to you. It's on your server. So Google doesn't really have access to it. So it can't measure everything that you do on the website. We have two distinctive tools. Google is sending us traffic from the Google search engine, and then there's Google Analytics. And Google Analytics is really a tool that we get from Google for free to analyze our traffic. Now, these tools, they don't work together. So Google doesn't take your data that is really your data that you measure on your website. It just has the data from Google itself. And there are a lot of factors that go into how your search ranking actually goes up or down. Obviously what you have on the page, because Google sends a bot to your website and then looks at the content of your page. They also have the ability to see how many links are pointing to your website, still a big factor in Google SEO. But when we look at the similarities between YouTube and what they are doing in the search ranking on YouTube and what we have on websites, we actually see a few similarities. And one of them is the time it takes you to actually go back to the SERPs. Now, SERPs are the search engine result pages. Think about when you click on a result on the search page, go to a page and see what the page actually does. Maybe it's not the expected results. What will you do? You will click on the back button of your browser and go back to Google. And a lot of SEO guys out there, professionals really in that field, find that Google could measure this. And they actually do measure this, because we see that they expand the result that you just clicked on. So they have the interaction in their search results and in their analytics. And that might be a factor that actually tells Google that you haven't enjoyed the result that they have seen on the website. So the time it takes you to go back to Google, because if you see a bad search result, you go back right away. Google can measure that, and then maybe they will put that into the search ranking as well, into the algorithm that we also see in YouTube, and then say, okay, this result, apparently enough users haven't really enjoyed the result and came back to our search engine to click on another result. So maybe we'll devalue that or de-rank that in our algorithm.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, it's like short watch time, right?
Right.
They click on the link, go to the site, and 10 seconds later they go back. So yeah, like always, like on YouTube, in quality you can't fake it. The Google or YouTube, they both know ways how to find out whether your content is good or not. So make good content to begin with, and then YouTube or Google will recognize that. Very interesting. By the way, since many of you guys asked me about that, you know, when you search on Google, you can see those videos you have on YouTube as a search results in between the pages, right? And many asked me, what can I do to get my videos more visible in Google itself? You told me about a very neat trick, right? When you have a website, you can do a very neat trick.
Right, absolutely. So one thing that you see on search results are that there are videos listed, and these listings oftentimes go to YouTube itself. Now, YouTube is a property of Google, and therefore they will always look at what content is there on YouTube itself. So if you have the right keywords, they will also show that in their search results on the Google website itself. Now, there is a way to actually not send the user, when he clicks on that search result, to YouTube itself, but also have a related or another search result that actually sends them to your website. You just need to tell Google when the bot basically comes by and looks at the content of the website, hey, I have a video here. If it's YouTube, it could be Wistia, it could be Vimeo. I have a video here, and these are the information about the video, how long it is, what thumbnail it is, and so on. The Google bot will take that, put that into their vast database, and then maybe show that on their search result pages as well. So you will have a search result with a little video thumbnail inside of Google, and when they click on it, they actually go to your website and watch your video on your website instead of YouTube.
That is just perfect. I mean, you can do so much more, right? On your website where you embedded your video. So, of course, you will put some information about your video at the top, but you can do more. Ask for people to sign up for the newsletter you have on your website and so more. So that's really a killer feature. By the way, if you're interested of implementing this functionality, if you already have a site, Julian did a video about this topic. You can see that in this card here. This is really a unique one, and I think combining the power of the website and the YouTube channel is really a powerful one, and prone to success, right?
Absolutely. I think that if you come up as a search result with a thumbnail, and you are the only search result with a thumbnail, then people will click on you and go to your website. Absolutely.
Just a text link compared to one with a thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's much more intriguing.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much for being on my channel today. It was a pleasure to do this with you. Guys, go over to his channel. You can see, I think, here in the end screen, his channel link. It's very informative. He talks about Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, and all the analytics you need in order to optimize your website presence. All right. Have a great day, my friends.
Bye.